Good morning, 11 o'clock on Saturday, August 26th, 2023. The audio meter indicates that I am broadcasting. I'll go check on, yep, I got audio coming over. You're not hearing that because I have my internal audio muted. Get everything set up right. There's a couple people in Zoom, and I'll come to you in just a moment. I don't have a lot of topics on the list today. And if we don't come up with topics, then we may end the session early. I will not stretch it out to fill the time. Where do I want to go to? Yeah, I'm going to go say hello to people in the chat room. About chat, the people in Zoom should be able to hear each other, but YouTube cannot hear you and I cannot hear you. Darren Gilholm, hello. Yes, it did. He's responding to the trailer, I think, where the last thing I said on the trailer was, I hope that didn't go out over YouTube. That was an old one. I haven't played that one for a long time. Hello, Robert. Jeff Ryman grabbing lunch before his grandson's baseball game. Rand Israel, Jonathan. Does anybody else see a thick, dark stripe over the banner in the YouTube channel's homepage? So what he's referring to, I think, is, let me duplicate this tab. So I go to another tab and go click on somebody's channel, and then the banner would be this piece up here. So a thick, dark line across the banner. I'm assuming you're saying you're seeing that on lots of different home pages. If you want to send me a photo to the email address of what you're seeing, that might give us a better clue what's going on, Rand. So there's the email address, DougBetts@LiveWindowsTraining.com. Correction. Oh, not thick. It's thin is what he meant. I did a autocorrect saying that was thick, but it's thin dark stripe. Jonathan says nope. And let's see, I added a new topic. Hello, Ida Rivera. Celestia Guru, hello. I see my topic, no refresh required, from Dennis. I added a topic that he just emailed me about. Ida Rivera, Selden Ball, I did it again. Selden Ball, what was it that he did again? That's his first comment, so I don't know what he's referring to. People saying hello to each other. 2 p.m. for Ida, CFWW, Sin Vicious, a.k.a. Drunken Troll, a.k.a. Sin exclamation mark. I will stop saying that before too long once everybody realizes the new channel name you're using, and you've got your moderator. Showing in blue, Darren Go Home, Jonathan, AVDVR Good, William Dawson, Jonathan, Tony Wallow, AVDVRW Good on PC. Tony was on his iPhone earlier. We had a little text exchange. Richard Rogers, hello, Speedy C. My YouTube is in dark mode anyway, related to the dark stripe. Dennis Eating, Tony, Jonathan, Selden Ball. I forgot to change my channel from Celestia Guru to Selden Ball before posting. I was not quite remembering who this was, so I'm going to go ahead and turn Celestia Guru blue as well, since we do know who that is. All right, let's go bring the Zoom homies in. Well, I guess it's not fair for me to call him Zoom homie. That is a Ken Stout name, right? So get ready, Zoom. I'm about to bring you in. I'm going to start with turning on my video so you see me. Oh, I got to re-aim that camera. And actually, I'm going to turn that off again and go fix the exposure on that. I'll show where I'm fixing that is, let's see, there's Longitude. Oh, where is it? I don't know. I'll press the Windows key and Longitude. I can't adjust that after or when my video is turned on. Oh, remind me later. There we go. C922 Pro Stream Cam. That's that one. Yeah, confirmed. Image adjustments. White balance. Well, that looks right. Around 5,000 is what it needs to be. Now, see if that shows up right on Zoom. Turn my camera on. Yeah, that's showing up better. And then turn on. Oh, look at that, Mrs. K. Not quite. Let's see. Select speaker, headphones, and you. I didn't know whether when they switched seats was. Now we need to have a third person in order to be like that game show, a third face coming on, and then we got to figure out who is the real Alex Cheek. We're not going to get a third person, are we? Oh, I didn't have your audio on. YouTube didn't hear you. I pulled a Ken Stout. If you want to do that gig. Oh, wait a minute. There's Alex Cheek. What the heck?
Hi, Doug, and everybody. I'm the real Alex Cheek.
I'm the real Alex Cheek.
Oh, good golly, Miss Molly. I think Ken and Lorna pulled off.
Turn the virtual off. Turn the virtual background off.
Look what they done did.
And we are not Alex Cheek. Hello, everybody from Sheridan, Arkansas.
Hey, Ken. Hey, Mr. K. Hey, Alex.
How about that? You pulled off another surprise.
Yes, we did. You should have seen his face last night, Doug.
Oh, man. You took pictures, didn't you?
Video. I got a video.
Video. Oh, good. Good.
And we're gonna depart. By depart, we're gonna get out of the picture and let you do your show. So I wish you had the audio running though, because we practiced that actually.
Oh, darn it. Darn it. Slap my hand, because I was hearing your audio, but YouTube wasn't, because I hadn't unmuted YouTube yet. You just threw me for a loop.
Jossie saw it, right?
Yep.
What?
And his home in camera.
Okay.
William's slapping him.
Hey, no, I got a question for you first before you step away. Don't step away yet, Ken.
That's his.
No, I have a question for you, Ken.
You have a question for Ken? Oh, I like this. See, get out of my way.
Yeah.
This is my now.
You got to kneel down there, you old man knees.
Hey, I went to Mammoth Cave yesterday. I'm tired. What is your question?
Well, it's not really a question. I just want to let the audience who haven't been following your show know what you did. You pulled off a surprise, as I saw it, a surprise trip for Lorna. Well, she knew that you guys were going on a trip, but the destination was a surprise. And then you said you had some destinations in a hat, and she was going to pull out the destination, then you'd have to make reservations.
Right.
Is that the way that played out?
That's how that played out.
She did not know actually that your destination was Alex, or actually, I remember also you told her she was going to need a coat. That's good. If you step back a little bit, we can see you. Oh, you got a dog.
You're fine.
Yeah,
Is that
one of the barking dog.
Yeah, the dog that barks at everybody.
Yeah.
And the one that's going to keep the one that's going to keep Alex awake if he gets a night job.
Okay, so here's full disclosure, as Doug likes to say. Last Monday, Mrs. K and I were talking. I said, I have this surprise for you. I'm not going to tell you about it, but I think you'll like it, which was Mammoth Cave. All the Zoom homies knew that Thursday night because I did tell them after the stream ended. Monday night, we called Jim and Monica and said, hey, we want to surprise Alex on Friday, Saturday. Do you guys have any plans? And they said no. We knew Monday night, Mrs. K and I knew Monday night we were coming to Sheraton. I had to play up the hat bit to confuse somebody. I'm not going to
It's not Sheraton. It's
Sheridan.
Sheridan.
We'll argue off camera, okay?
Sheridan, Sherabill,
Full disclosure,
Sherated.
we knew we were coming here.
All right. So the hat trick was a total misdirection to everybody.
Just like we were going to Chicago a year ago, it was a total misdirection. Yes. Now, also in full disclosure, Robert Michael knew we were coming here because he was going to go with us, but he had to work this weekend. So I pulled a good one over a lot of people's eyes this week. So
well done.
Everybody owns them other than me and Josh. You knew the first time. So.
That's true.
Well,
everybody did know that one.
That's right. The insiders did know.
Show that. What do you think?
Okay.
All right. You want to kill everything?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Doug.
All right. Thank you. Good pulling that off. All right. Then I'll remove that spotlight and then say hello to people. Yeah, let's see. Josh, hello.
Hey, Bug.
And Chris Garrett, hello.
Hey, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes. Oh, somebody else just jumped off. Alex is
jumped out.
No, Alex is still there.
No, he jumped out.
Well, he's not on camera. There was a fifth person on camera.
William Dawson. Now it said
William
Alex.
Dawson.
Now it says William Dawson.
Let's see. What was it?
Alex.
Oh, I guess I'm just totally Alex. Oh, I see. There were two. No, there were two Alex Cheeks. That's what it was. There were two Alex Cheeks. Now, let's see. Where did I just click wrong? Oh, there. I minimized my zoom.
Did you drink your water out, Doug?
Did I drink my water? I'm sure I have drunk my water since the show started.
Yeah, look at the background.
Oh, come visit us. The water is okay to drink. Oh, these zombie kids or whatever. That's not zombies, whatever they are.
There's children, picture of children from an English horror movie.
Oh, I get what you did, William. You changed your name to Alex Cheek for a little while just to confuse Doug, right? Yeah, because that's what the background was. Yeah, you're messing with me. I get it. All right. Going back to chat room. Where was I at? Screenshot. Oh, Rand Israel sent a screenshot. Yeah, okay, I'm going to leave that one selected there and go pull up that screenshot from Rand. Okay, that looks like it's on my banner. So he's saying this black line across the top edge of my banner. Let's go see if I see that. No, I don't see a black line across there.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Josh.
Hello.
What's
Hi,
up?
Chris. Hi, Doug.
Hello.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on
hi,
there.
William.
Yes, hello, Mike.
Just a gallery view here so I can see everybody.
All right. Does anybody in the Zoom panel have a subject to bring to the table?
I have a couple of things that happened to me.
All right, go ahead.
I went to update my computer. I went to update my RAM, the 48 gigs of RAM, because I wanted to add up the memory. And I went to update my processor to a Core i7 to an 11th generation. And I put in a 2 terabyte NVMe solid state drive. And now the computer will not boot. So
Is
I'm
it the
under. God,
You
The
saying
110 built?
yeah, yeah, I did some upgrades on it.
Josh, did you make sure the BIOS on the motherboard supported the new processor?
Yes, it does. Because I went with the people at the group home, the guy that you saw in the background when he did my monitor, he runs the computer business, and he was the one that helped me pick out the part. And I know the part worked because it booted before when I originally put the 15 gigs of RAM in. It didn't boot when I added the extra 48.
Oh, the boot problem came in when you added 48 gigabytes of RAM?
Yep.
Wait a minute, did you add 48 gigabytes of RAM or did you upgrade it to 48 gigabytes?
I upgraded it too.
Okay, so before putting in that memory, it was booting fine. You added that memory and it won't boot anymore. I'm thinking that you put the memory in wrong.
I'm thinking either that memory was bad or something else wasn't right.
How about if
the memories were too far off?
How about
Or
if
the
you
memory.
I'm a little confused here.
go ahead,
So
Doug?
You upgraded the CPU and you booted the system, right? Before you did the RAM, and it booted fine.
Right.
So then you added the memory and it won't do anything.
Correct.
Have you tried putting the old have you tried downgrading the RAM back to like it was? And it don't do nothing?
Nope.
Wait a minute. When you say you remove the RAM that you added, so you get back to the RAM that you had and it still won't boot?
Nope.
Did you put the RAM back into the original RAM back into the same slots that it was in?
Yep.
Are they snapped in there good?
Nope.
Huh. If
All
they're
right,
not
I
snapped in
don't
there good, then that's why you're not booting.
I don't think you understood his last question, Josh. Did the memory?
I didn't understand it. I didn't understand the last question.
Yeah.
I knew you didn't. I was just messing with you. I was just being sarcastic.
What he was saying is, did the memory snap into place properly? And you said no.
Yeah, I didn't understand that part.
Right. I rephrased his question a little bit to make it clearer. All right. So did the memory snap in place correctly?
Yeah, because I heard it click.
Okay. Now you upgraded to a larger NVMe drive. So did you clone from the old one? And but that already tested successfully because you were able to reboot since doing that part, right?
Right.
Okay.
So the processor, the RAM, and the hard drive have all been upgraded. And since I did the processor, the computer has booted.
Okay.
So I know that A, the hard drive is good, B, the processor is good, C, the RAM is good.
The original RAM is good.
Right.
The original RAM is good, yeah.
Okay.
This may sound counterproductive. Have you put the old processor back in place?
No.
I'm not a big fan of that either.
I will not put the old processor back in place because I have played a little bit of game a little bit of Fortnite, and compared to the i5 that was originally in there, compared to the i7, I like the way the i7 is running Fortnite.
Right. It's just that it was just to see if it boots under the old processor.
Well, the reason why I'm not a fan of that is because removing a process, swapping out the processor is going to involve perhaps thermal paste. You got the tiny pins to deal with. Josh isn't real good with little things like that. So it's already been working with that. I don't see that the risk of doing that is worth the payoff. What's the answer? What's that going to tell you?
Let's tell you if the BIOS that on this machine now is totally compatible with the new processor.
But it's already been working with the new processor. That question seems already answered to me.
Yeah, it worked with the new processor. It worked with the new hard drive.
Okay,
so why would I put the old processor back in?
Yeah. Well, let's move on. We got some comments in chat room, so let's go check that out. I'm going to start with this. Wintermute gave us a picture of what he's seeing with that thin, dark line across the top. It almost looks to me like there's some kind of misalignment of my original elements in that, like they're seeing a different resolution on the banner than what I'm seeing. Maybe YouTube has changed their dimensions for banners, is what I'm wondering, and that change hasn't rolled out to all of us yet. Rand Israel says, that's exactly what I see. When you go to your own channel, back to another channel, does the stripe disappear? Yeah, well, it's Rand and Wintermead. Are you only seeing that on my channel? Or only seeing it on some channels? Let's see, Bobby Warren, hello, John Williams. Seldom Ball, no stripe. London Dog, Wintermead, let's see. Maybe the image is smaller than the space provided. Seldom Ball, correction, I do see a stripe when looking at the URL provided by Wintermute. Well, yes, but that URL that provided by Wintermute is just a photo. He's just given us a PNG photo of what's on his screen. That's not my YouTube page. Where was that? Okay. Rand Israel has a question topic to discuss. Go ahead and put your question in, Rand. Jonathan, I can see the black banner now, or black line. You put in a lot of parts, and they were all critical parts. Maybe you shouldn't have put them all in at the same time. He didn't. He did them apparently one step at a time. That wasn't apparent until he got deeper into his story. When it came to changing the processor, what socket does your motherboard use? So we make you put the right CPU in there. I think he's already okay on the CPU since it has been working. Intel or AMD? Go ahead.
The CPU does not have a graphics card that I had to provide my own graphics card.
You said it's an i7, right?
Yeah, the i7, but the i7 doesn't have. Apparently, they made two kind of processors.
Yeah.
One without graphics and one with graphics. And I picked the one without graphics.
Okay. I think they have many different i7s, but you're correct. Some of them don't have graphics. I think my understanding is that's unusual, that most Intel CPUs have graphics integrated, but you have one that does not. But your computer does. Your computer does have a graphics card.
I did put one in, yeah.
Oh, you just put one in. You haven't had a graphics card all along.
I put him in maybe a gigabyte graphics card in.
All right. Now Greg says, so it's not memory. Okay, I'm guessing he's saying that because Josh removed the upgraded memory. Now you upgraded it to 48 gigabytes of RAM. What was it originally before the upgrade?
15.
16. All right. So you added
15 with a Core i5, 11 Gen, I won't care about solid state.
Okay. When you only have the 16 gigabytes of memory was 2 8 gigabytes boards, right? Were they in slots that are adjacent to each other, or does your motherboard skip a slot? Where if you're only using two memory boards, they're supposed to be not adjacent to each other, but like in slot 2 and slot 4, or slot 1 and slot 3. Some motherboards have very specific which slots you put them in. Are you sure you put them back in the same slots they were in originally?
I was told by the mother manufacturer to use the black slot first, and then use the white.
The black slots first, and then the white slots. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And are the black slots next to each other, or are they alternate slots?
If I remember correctly, they were right next to each other. But I haven't looked at it in a while.
Okay, well, you're going to need to really be certain that you have them in the right slots, because that sounds to me like the most likely problem. Since you don't know that solid and clear in your memory, I think you need to go revisit that. Now, you said the motherboard manufacturer told you. Was this a phone conversation?
No, I looked it up on the website.
Okay, so you looked up the manual for the motherboard, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, coming back to chat, let me catch up. Here's Jim. He's getting caught up in DVR mode, so I'm sure he's going to have some advice. Let's see. Here we got a super chat from Tony Wallow, $1.99. Thank you, Tony. Greg M. Okay, does it power on at all? Yeah, all right. That's a fair question. When you turn it on now, does the CPU fan spin?
Yeah.
Okay.
It powers on, and the only thing the monitor does is it says no signal.
No signal. So you're not even seeing a UEFI BIOS, right?
Nope. Right.
Well, that brings up another possibility then, because it might just be that you're not seeing the graphics signal. You're not seeing what's on screen because you're seeing absolutely nothing on screen. So it's possible the computer is booting up. You're just not seeing it because there's something wrong with your video connection.
Discord.
And when I hit the numlock key, it doesn't do anything on the keyboard.
Well, that implies that it's probably not booted up. So you might not be seeing anything on the screen because the computer's not booting up at all, not even to get to a BIOS post or UEFI power on self-test. And that could be because the memory problem, because the memory is not going to show anything if the display is not going to show anything if the memory isn't allowing the CPU to start talking to the UEFI BIOS. So let's, going back to chat, because I'm sure other people put in other comments. Does the motherboard have LED lights when you're looking at the motherboard? Okay, it does not.
No.
Jonathan, Greg, totally confused. Lawn Dog, yep. What does the machine do when you turn it on? Does it do anything? Yeah, we've got answers on that now at this point. Put one stick of memory. Yes, you could go down to a single stick of memory. Be sure you're putting it in the correct slot for that. Has he reset the CMOS since the memory upgrade? From Wintermute. I'm hearing extra.
Oh.
99 years old.
Okay, I've got Josh muted while he's in a conversation with Aunt Mary. He hasn't told us about resetting the CMOS, so I'm sure he hasn't done that. One stick of memory in the first slot is a good start. What is the correct slot? Just saying the first slot isn't good enough direction. Any channel other than mine, Rand is seeing that line on any channel other than his. Is there a possibility that you disturbed any of the cables for power, like the 24-pin power connector to the motherboard or anything else? Especially that brings to light the power connection for the graphics card, because the graphics card may need power of its own. How about that, Josh? Does your graphics card need a power connection?
Yeah, I had it plugged in the power directly from the power supply, so it had power.
Josh, what graphics card and what size power supply?
The original power supply that came with the system, and it was a gigabyte graphics card.
No, power supply for the computer. What size power supply in the computer?
He answered.
Go ahead, Doug.
Yeah, he answered that by saying it's the one that originally came with it, which implies to me he doesn't know offhand what that is. Now, Jim's going to know what that is, so let's let him respond to that in chat. And yeah, so what William's getting at there is maybe that power supply is insufficient for that graphics card. Was that where you're going with that, yeah. William? Okay.
Because I've seen that with too small borderline or too small power supplies that it may work, it may not work.
All right. Now let me get caught up with chat here. Londog, is there any possibility that you disturbed any of the power? Oh, I already read that. Are you running a graphics card? I'm just asking in case that got dislodged. He probably asked that question before we knew that. Yes, there is a graphics card, and the graphics card is new, but the computer has worked with the new CPU, the new NVMe drive, and the graphics card. With all of those parts, it was working. It's when he went to the next step of upgrading to the memory is when it no longer works, and then when he removes that upgraded memory, it still does not work. But I'm not convinced that we've identified that the original memory is in the correct slots after removing the upgrade. And the original memory was 16 gigabytes across two 8 gigabyte memory boards. The upgrade was two 16s to add additional 32, bringing them up to 48 gigabytes of memory. Ran Israel, once I go to my own channel, all the others appear normal until I close the browser. That's interesting. Once he goes to his own channel, all the others then appear normal until he closes the browser. That makes it sound like it's a browser-related issue. I'm not sure. No GPU on Intel F series. Is that CPU? Is that new CPU an F series, Josh?
Hold on, I can get you the what I bought. Hold on.
All right. Customs of the Mage, I show a gray line on top of your banner instead of white, since my PC uses dark mode. Let's go see what that looks like. Okay, so above the banner, I see white. Maybe there's extra space above the banner that is only showing if you have dark mode or some other color scheme. Did he plug the HDMI cable into the graphic card? That question from Ida. Let's let him finish getting his information for us. Lawn Dog's asking the model number on the motherboard. Have you looked at the maximum amount of RAM? Even though you did put the original back, I would still like to know your motherboard model. And he did tell us already that he was looking at the motherboard manual and following their instructions for what slots to use. But even if it doesn't support the maximum amount of memory, of course, 48, it's a recent build that Jim built. There's no way it's going to be lower than that. And Jim will probably be easier for him to provide us information. And Jim has told us it's a 500 watt power supply. So we need to know what video card, because that's a low powered power supply.
Doug, I put the link in chat. I'm going to put the link in chat.
All right, go ahead. Man Israel, I have a question regarding setting up a new computer for an end user. Are there any user settings that you usually customize for laptop users? I'm inquiring specifically about per user settings and not system-wide settings. They're not what I consider important. And the per user settings that I do when setting up a new computer is kind of specific to my business clients. When I turn my thoughts towards a generic laptop user without knowing the user, is there anything that I do simply for everybody? Well, yeah, I get rid of the desktop. If I'm assuming it's Windows 11, if you're doing this recently, you shouldn't be doing new computers on Windows 10, in my opinion. But turning off the task button down here at the bottom where they could accidentally switch into a different desktop, turn off the chat icon. You see, I have these things on. And I like to turn on the display of all of the items in the notification area. Again, do what I say, not what I do. I just have too much stuff across the bottom. I like to pin whatever programs that they're going to mostly use on the taskbar, so it's easy for them to launch there. I like to turn off that extra search stuff that Windows 10 and Windows 11 has. I'm not going through all of those now because we're bouncing around between a few topics right now. I like to turn off all notifications because normal end users usually aren't going to read those anyway, and they're not important. So that's my short answer. Greg M., if he has 48 gigabytes of memory, then all 4 slots are populated. Agree with that. Sin Vicious with a $10 super chat says, thank you, Master Doug. Thank you. Very kind of you. Both for the super chat and the kind remarks. Dennis shows Doug's channel in dark mode. And there's that thin gray line across the top. Dennis, can you send the same photo without dark mode, in normal mode, and see if that thin gray line is not there for you? Lawn Dog, yeah, Greg M. I was going down that road myself, but he's also using mixed memory models, even though compatibility isn't like it used to be, but he did remove and put back the original RAM. Now, a defense against the power supply issue that Josh is probably going to make is that, well, it originally worked with the new graphics card and that power supply, but it could be right on the borderline, and that it's now giving up the ghost on that. That's why I was asking about the graphics card. He may have dislodged or done something. Is the video card seated? And I'm going to be eager to see if Jim says that that's not. Oh, Jim's saying it's the CPU, not the video card. So Jim, is that?
That's the link.
That's the link.
Yeah, it's a processor.
Okay, I'm seeing 2 PC part. What link are you referring to, Mike?
Yeah, it's with Josh, of course, and it's got the TM i7-11700F.
Oh, Josh's. Okay,
yeah.
That's giving us the i7.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Jim's saying we need a video card link.
Oh, yeah. We want the link for the video card. So Josh, we need your link for the video card you bought. Brian, I'm thinking he might have the HDMI cable from the monitor to the back panel of the motherboard, and not the HDMI port of the GPU. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point. Let's see where Josh is off video right now, so he's getting information for us. Yeah, Greg, and
Jim's build is on his channel. If they can see the model number.
Well, Wintermute has given us that in a link for PC Part Picker. So Jim's channel means we'd have to go find the video. But here's PC Part Picker that's showing us. Well, is it? There's another link in there. Let's see this one. Wintermute full build. Yeah, here's all of the parts as provided by Jim. Here's the 500 watt power supply, optical drive, the case,
That's
CPU,
the original build.
Yeah, memory, motherboard, the cooler. So Josh probably has a, well, no, that same cooler should work, as far as I know.
From what Josh is saying, the CPU's not even have a chance to get hot enough to cause a thermal shutdown.
That cooler that work with that CPU.
Okay.
Because it did power on when I have 15 gigs of RAM.
Well, that's not enough to say that that cooler is sufficient, because when you power it on and it boots up, you haven't put the CPU under much stress. If that cooler physically fits on the new CPU because of the same socket, but if that CPU needs more cooling, it might not be getting sufficient cooling when the CPU heats up. But that wouldn't be causing the computer to not boot up, because you're not even getting to a UEFI power on self-test screen. So that's not going to be a hot time for the CPU. So I don't think even if the cooler is inadequate for that CPU, I don't see that preventing your computer from starting. Jim's most recent comment, a 500 watt supply wouldn't keep the machine from booting. It would shut off under load. Okay, that absolutely makes sense. So it should still be able to boot. Wintermute asks, is that Jim's build? And then Wintermute gave the full build here. So I see what's going on there. William Dawson, memory slot should be A2, B2 for 2 memory sticks. Now, Josh was referring to the memory slots as white and black. Is the A2 and the B2, those, if what Josh was saying, that he should be using the black slots first, is what the motherboard manual told him.
Normally, it's if it's white and black, it'd be a white, and black slot.
Okay, well, that doesn't tell us which ones he should be using. He's told us that he's using,
right.
According, okay, let me finish. Let's each finish sentences before we start interrupting, okay? Okay, so the A2 and the B2, Josh told us that he's using the black slots because that's what he understood the motherboard manual to be telling him. Go ahead, William.
Normally, it's like a A1, A2, B1, B2 configuration on the way they put their slots.
Okay, that doesn't tell us what we need to. We need specifically. We don't need normally. So let's move on. Lundog, I've seen some 650 watt power supplies handle pretty powerful graphics cards, but it's on the edge, and the power supply exhaust fan is definitely dissipating heat. Moving through these quicker. Yeah, Lundog agreeing 500 is probably not enough. I can send
you a picture of the graphics card when I get back home. I'm at my amp right now.
Oh, you're not there. We don't need a picture of the graphics card. We need to know the model of the graphics card. Did you buy it new, or did you acquire it somewhere some other way?
A friend of mine that works on computers, he gave it to me.
Ah, I see. So you could give us a picture of the graphics card in a way that it shows us the model name and number of that graphics card. Okay. Because we do need to know what card it is. So you're not at your home now, so
I'm at my aunt.
Okay, good to know. And you did not buy this card new.
No.
It's a friend of yours who works on computers, and the computer did boot for you at least once. Now, did you actually play Fortnite with that graphics card?
Yep.
You did. And with the new...
I played Fortnite with the 15 gig RAM with the 2 terabyte NVMe drive and the new processor.
All right, that's so what I was about to ask. All right, that's good, and that kind of tells us that even if that power supply might not be recommended, or might not be documented on paper to be sufficient, it did work. And I'm inclined to think that that's probably not what's preventing it from booting now. My strongest bet is that you've got the memory in the wrong slots because you weren't real clear in your knowledge on that when you were responding to my questions. And without having pictures, we're kind of handicapped. So I think what we need is when you get back home, give us pictures of the graphics card so we know what that is, and give us pictures of the installed memory as it's in the motherboard right now. Just get a close-up picture of that installed memory. Can you do that?
Yeah, I'll send you pictures.
Yeah, and then also give us pictures of the remaining memory that is not in the computer now. Give us just sitting on a table. Give us pictures of that.
Okay.
Okay, so we can see what it is. All right, that's good. I think that'll move us forward for the problem you're having. Most of the 40 series cards, the graphic take 750 and 850. To be fair, that PC wasn't intended to be a gaming PC. It was to replace the old POS HP. I was supposed to be general usage. Yeah, it wasn't built from the ground up for being a gaming computer, but that's okay. You can use it for that. With the upgrades that you're doing. Light mode shows the same photo with a gray line at the top, same as dark mode. Thank you, Dennis. Rick Lakes, hey, did I give you my zip code with my, what? Rick Lakes, did I give you my zip? I don't know who you're talking to there. 500 watt. Supply wouldn't keep the machine from booting. Shut off under load. We do still need the exact model of the graphics card. Motherboard screenshot. Okay. So here's the motherboard screenshot. Now, Josh was describing white and black memory slots. I'm seeing black and gray. And he's telling
black
us...
and gray is what I meant. Black and
yeah,
white,
that's fine. So you're saying that you put the original memory, the two 8 gigabyte sticks, are currently in the black slots, right?
Correct.
All right. So if somebody will tell us, is that the correct slots? Go check with the motherboard manual. I'd appreciate it. Some of you may know that off the top of your heads. I don't because I'm not a builder. Jim saying move on. Page 410 for the memory slots. Here we go. I've always said 4 and 10. 4. Okay, A1 and B1 would be the black slots. And he's saying 10. Installing memory. Dual channel memory. 2 modules are to be in A2 and B2. Those are the gray slots, not the black slots. So this is telling us it's wrong for you to have them in the black slots. You should have them in the gray slots. Josh, are you understanding that? Am I saying that correctly? Do people agree with me?
Yeah, that's what it says instructions here. A manual.
Yeah, because this is A2 and B2 would be the gray slots, not the black slots. Here's A2 and B2. And then if we go back to that, let's see, the photo. Yeah, there's A2 and B2 is the gray slots. So try putting the memory in the gray slots. Try that first, and maybe that'll fix it.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I haven't been on Zoom for over a week. I've been dealing with it.
Okay. Yeah, first 2 memory sticks in gray. Wintermute agrees with that. Look at the power supply, motherboard, William. I was asking William D about that zip code thing, so that's between you guys. Memory has to be in the right slots, gray slots. Yep, looks like we're all caught up with chat now. I was asking about laptop user versus desktop user settings. I can't think of a user settings that's relevant just for laptop users. So I'd like your input. Oh, all right. Understand. Wow, off the top of my head, I'm coming up with nothing special about a laptop user. I suppose power settings I would do differently for a laptop than a desktop. And power settings are user specific. Some of the power settings are system wide, some of the power settings are user specific, and also screensaver. So depending upon whether the user is going to be running off of battery power a lot, I would also perhaps want to change performance settings to use lower performance settings to save battery power. I don't know if that computer is Windows 11 or Windows 10. And that is in, let's see, where you just change. No, come on. Where is it? Oh, I know where it is. Right click on Windows and then system, except that this is Windows 11. It's different. If I go into File Explorer and then right click on on this PC and then Properties, doesn't that? No, that doesn't. Up until a recent update, that would get us into the place I want to get. Oh, here it is. Advanced System Settings. Not hard to get to. Advanced System Setting is it. Performance settings. And then I would change to adjust for best performance. That's going to save some battery life. So I think as far as specific for laptop users, it'd mainly be having to do with battery life issues. Oh, also I would want to keep hibernation available and standby available. And I would want to train the end user how to use those features. Again, it depends upon whether this person's going to be moving around a lot. Do they want to, like when I'm using a laptop in a client's office, I want to close the lid and go to another person's desk without it going to sleep so that I can open the lid and it's still fully awake. I don't want to have to wake it up from sleep mode. So it depends upon what their user habits are going to be. That would involve interviewing the person on the subject. My Gigabyte motherboard gray, yeah. Power settings are global. Screensaver settings are not global. That's individual. And wallpaper is individual. So even I might have no wallpaper because that's going to be a little more efficient for battery if you're using battery. Seldom ball. Josh needs to make sure both memory models. Yeah, we go into that. Thanks. Haven't thought about performance settings, which are indeed user settings. Okay, so that was helpful to Rand. Now, did anyone else in Zoom have a subject to bring up? I don't recall. I think we've dealt with subjects in chat. If there's some other subject that came up in chat that I've need to get back to, then put it in chat again, please. You can do a triple click on a prior comment, Control C, and then just go paste it again. All right, Doug, what are you going to talk about now? I don't know.
I saw your video about banker.
Oh, yes. That was Josh and I had an appointment for playing Fortnite together this morning, and we changed that. I made a training video for him. It was unlisted. You can't go watch it. It's just for him. So you found that. All right. Josh, you said you had a couple issues. Did you have another issue?
Yeah, I had to take off RoomPep from my ink computer because when I went to flip it back and forth between my ink computer and my computer, whenever it ran RoomPep on the lock screen, it would lose the video signal, so you couldn't see what the computer was doing when you flipped back and forth.
When you switch back and forth between what?
My computer and my aunt's computer, because we have it set up for a computer 1, computer 2.
All right, yeah, so you have an A/B switch to switch your keyboard, mouse, and monitor between the two computers. And that works out fine for you guys because she only uses the computer when you're not there.
Right.
Right? So when you're there, you press the button on the A/B switch so that you're using the keyboard, mouse, and monitor for your computer. And you said that you had to remove the Zoom text application from her computer because when it was installed and you would switch between computers, that somehow the Zoom text application on her computer was preventing her from seeing the wallpaper on the lock screen?
The wallpaper on the lock screen, yeah.
All right. So instead of seeing the wallpaper, she would just see, what, a blank blue screen with the prompt to log in?
A black screen with a white mouse cursor.
The white mouse cursor. And then was she able to log in? Oh, she could not. She could not log in.
No.
All right.
The only way she could log in is if I push the button.
All right.
The power button.
All right. So the reason why you're bringing this as a question, because I'm guessing you like to have Zoom text installed on her computer so that you can work on her computer to what? Help her with things?
Yeah, because without the Zoom text, I can't see the mouse.
You can't see the mouse. Oh.
And the Zoom text, and the Zoom text in the JAWS, whenever there's something on screen, it reads it to me.
All right. Well, can you leave those not active and then launch them when you want to use them? And then when you're done working with her computer, you exit those so that you don't leave them open?
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, because you don't do that often. It's not like you're switching back and forth multiple times per day when you're there. I'm guessing that when you come over there, she might have something that she wants help with, and you guys work with that for a while, and then you go back to your computer, and you probably don't go back to her computer again during your entire stay there, or maybe only a small number of times.
Well, I update Legal Office. I do the Windows update because the updates don't come in automatically. I have to tell it to go in and download them. So that I normally do either from my house or I just wait till I come in and do it.
All right. Is that a workable solution, what I suggested about exiting from Zoom text when you're done with it?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right. And let's move on and see what else we got in chat. Selden, when traveling a lot, sleep mode can damage the computer. Too often, a sleeping laptop will turn on while it's in a carrier bag, cooking itself while traveling. Yeah, traveling would not be a time to use sleep mode. Sleep mode would be for short periods of time. And like if you're sitting at a desk in a hotel or something, you might configure it to go to sleep after 10 minutes of inactivity so that you save the battery life, but just it should be stable on that location. You should not be closing the lid and then getting on in a car or a plane. When I mentioned closing the lid, that was not sleep mode. That was leaving it fully on, carrying it to another desk and opening it up. So yeah, sleep mode, you should not be traveling with that. Now I could do closing the lid and traveling while the computer is on is also a bad thing. So I was only...
When I close my HP, that HP computer that you looked at on the channel when I first got it, it automatically goes into standby, meaning the light points on and off. You can do that. You can take that in a car with you on standby, right?
No, you should not.
That?
No, you should not.
Okay. That's
exactly what Selden Ball is talking about here. Is standby mode is sleep mode. It's the same thing. It's two words for the same thing. I'm not aware of anybody. Oh, okay, I'm going to go ask this. I've done this a few times. Or go ask chat. Oh, I got an error message from something that's wrong in chat. Oh, that's one of the subjects that I put in today's topics, I think. Did I put that in today's topics? I also got some issues from Ken Stout available. Yeah, demonstration of ChatGPT being wrong about an IP address question. But here, ask ChatGPT, what is the difference between sleep mode and standby for a laptop computer? Both power saving states. What? Also known as hibernate mode in some cases. Wow, I'd be surprised that any manufacturer calls sleep mode or calls hibernate mode as sleep mode. Lower power state than sleep mode. Yeah, I don't know that I trust ChatGPT for these differences. But I haven't researched that, so I don't know. Oh, 3 and 4. Oh, these are topics, 3 and 4. Topics 3 and 4. Oh yes, Dennis. Yeah, I forgot to get back to Dennis's. I'm sorry, Dennis. I should have got back to you a lot quicker. Oh, he just got back at 11:57. So I configure laptops to go to sleep when the lid is closed, only in AC mode. I've seen lots of people using sleep mode to transport laptops. Kills the battery since it draws power. Absolutely agree with that. And it could wake up while you're transporting it and be actually fully on with the lid closed. I always recommend they power off the computer, especially with today's laptops. They boot so fast, no real need for sleep mode like in the past. You might be interested in hibernation mode if the end user is a person who has a lot of different apps open, a lot of different tabs open, and they use those. They want those every time. So if they're having to start the computer up and open all the stuff they need, so hibernation mode can be very, very useful if you are in a user environment where that's useful. S0, 1, 2, 3 modes. I don't know what that's referring to. Back Windows 7, there's a special mode called hybrid sleep. That was basically hibernate, then sleep. Yes. Let's see what I'm thinking. Well, actually, fast startup. That's what. If you have fast startup turned on and you shut down the computer, it saves the system state in a hibernation file. But when you turn it back on, your user state is going to reload from scratch. But the system state is restored from hibernation. That I don't see that as being useful at all unless you have a spinning hard drive. My understanding of modern computers have a variety of standby sleep numeric settings, so just using those terms can be misleading. Yes, of course, because you can go customize those settings. Your DC channel then connect to general voice. Okay, that is the Discord channel. Okay, so let's go deal with Dennis's issue. Chris is going to sign off in a few minutes. Okay, thanks for hanging with us. Disable fast startup if you're using SSD. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it's only useful if you're spinning hard drive. All right, so Discord. I have to remember how to get to Discord. See, if you had asked me about listing off all the things that I have installed on Big B's as far as my reluctance to rebuild it, I would have totally forgot about Discord. So I hit the Windows key and then type Discord because I have no idea where the icon is for it. Downloading updates. Yeah, I don't either. We had somebody that I just find it too confusing. Just not intuitive at all. Let's put that over here on this screen. I have to sign in. I'm going to take that off screen because I don't know what's going to appear. I don't even have, oh, that's right. Here's something that password managers don't do natively. They don't capture usernames and password for applications. I'm not in a browser. You have to install extra portions of their app or do extra configuration, and I've done some of that, and I found it to be a little flaky and just kind of a nuisance. So I just go look up the password. I'm going into RoboForm and type Discord, and then let's see, I can show this much. So I type Discord and then click on the three-dot menu, and I'll just copy username and copy password. Since I have clipboard history enabled, I can do 2 copy operations and get both of those out of the clipboard history very easily. So I'm going to copy first the password and then go back to Discord and copy username. I'm going to assume that was William that bounced out, and then switch back to Discord. So the last thing I copied was the username. So I'll press Control V. That gives me the username. And then I'll click down here in the password field, take that off screen, do Windows key V, which shows my password history or my clipboard history. The second item on that list is the password that I copied. So I click on that. Oh, that's interesting. I have 2. All right, so there I pasted that password and then log in. See if this works. Wait, are you human? Yeah, I'm humane. 2-factor authentication. Now, I have 3 different apps for 2-factor authentication. I've got lots of authentications for different clients and such. So which app do I have Discord on? Scrolling, looking for Discord, scrolling. There it is. The first app that I looked at. Okay, so everybody wants to write this down so that you know what my 6-digit code is. 614882. See if you can hack into my Discord account with that information. Update your username. I'll do this later. Okay, we'll remind you very soon. Well, you didn't give me a never option. Agree to service terms and policies. Filter direct messaging spam. Yeah. New DMs may automatically be filtered. Fine. All right. Now, what does Dennis want to do? Oh, is Dennis in Zoom? I think he said he was going to come into Zoom. Not yet. Back to chat. Muting YouTube when ready. Oh, okay. Got you. Then he'll come into Zoom, so he'll probably be in soon. I just use Discord web app. I work at a hospital. We always configure laptops when lid is closed on battery. We tell it to turn off. We had to replace so many laptops due to been running in the background. The problem with doing that, if you configure it when you close the lid to actually shut down, if there's an app running that prevents it from shutting down, it's not going to shut down. So that could be a reason to prefer hibernate rather than shut down when closing the lid. We had to replace so many laptops due to have been running in backpack. You might have still been having a problem. You might have configured when you close the lid to shut down, and you might have still had laptops still running, and you weren't aware of it, because there are some apps when they're running won't let you shut down. Discord icon is in the bottom row, second from the right on your desktop. Discord available on the web. You don't actually need to install their apps. Discord also can just use your web browser. Okay, Cordius, using Hibernate causes so many problems in an ad environment when people traveling between different places, accessing many different Wi-Fi due to the way all software is tied to the domain. Yeah, well, that's just another story. It depends upon your use case scenario, what is a good feature and what isn't. Seldom ball to Greg. I use our app on my iPad, but under Windows, it's very annoying that by default, Windows app stays running in the background when you exit from it. Is that Discord? Yeah, there's some, I think Discord, when you exit from it, it stays running in the background, but you can change that. Here's the Discord app. I can right click on it and quit it from here. And also in the Discord app, I think there's a place to configure it so that it does not automatically stay running in the background. Yeah, is it new group, inbox, add friends, start. Here's the user settings at the bottom. My account profiles, I think, is where that would be. No. How about didn't I see advanced? Okay, so I don't know where that is, so Google is your friend. How to prevent Discord from staying open after exiting on Windows. Cog on the bottom left, head to Windows settings under app settings. Okay, so Windows settings right here. Open Discord, start, minimize to tray. Yeah, close button. Hitting X will make Discord sit back and relax in your system tray. If I turn that on, I have it off, which means when I exit Discord, it will not be in the system tray anymore. Did I just close Discord? I did. Yep, see, it's no longer there. I think opening Discord from the Windows button was quicker than going back to the desktop and finding the icon. I'm still logged in. Bring it back to this screen. Back to chat. When I see you in that channel, I'll mute YouTube. So he wants me to get into that channel that he said earlier. DDT 2005. Dark mode, light mode, AMD going AFK, back. Your DC channel. And then connect to general voice. Oh yeah, he's not coming into Zoom. He's going to talk to me on voice through Discord. That's what he wanted to test. Your DC channel, Discord channel, and then connect to general voice. So, PC security channel, where is my, not PC security channel, I'm not seeing my channel. I'm thinking I'm logged in with the wrong Discord user account. There's two there. I'm going to take that off screen while I go explore those. My notes indicate that I signed up with that Discord channel when I was joining Twit, which is Windows Weekly and their associated channels. So when I did Discord for Fortnite, was that different? I do have a separate Discord, so I'll go try that one. I'll go copy the username and password for that. Now, in this case, the password was the last thing that I copied.
I don't use Discord at all.
Yeah, you told us that a few minutes ago.
Tried it once and I didn't like it, so I got off.
All right. Now, let's see. Where do I sign out? This is, that looks like profile. Nope, I think it's down here in the bottom left. Switch accounts. Switch accounts. Apparently that's not going to get me there. That's not sign out. Where am I going to sign out? On Discord, Dennis has got something in there. He's got a link to my server. Let's try that. Your server. Discord, your rules. Grandpa Doug. Join Grandpa Doug. Your rules. Here's Grandpa Doug. And then, see, I don't know if I have sufficient access to it because I don't think I'm logged in with right account. I'm probably going to have to join that. Then he's giving me a link for the gentle voice. Discord app launched. Oh, this took me to the web version. And this looks like I'm going to continue through the web version. Yeah, this is the web version. Once allow, use your microphone. Update your username. I'll do this later. They're wanting to change usernames apparently. Maybe later for that. Voice connected. So I think Dennis will come in on voice. Here's Dennis. Dennis, do you hear me? Let's see, voice connected. I'm not muted. I'm not deaf. Shows, I think I saw him as muted. And he's gone. And he's back.
You ever met Bennett from real life?
Nope. He's in Panama. I'm in California. And neither of us have traveled. I think I have all my settings right. If somebody else wants to come in and knows how to come in to the voice channel here, you're welcome to. General voice. Nothing else on chat since then. See how to get back. There's the grid. Looking for something else to do. All right, so Dennis, I'm waiting for something else from you, either in chat or in Discord. If I'm signed in with the right account, then I should be able to go in and do administrator level stuff on this channel. The way they have these different categories here, I've found them really not very intuitive at all. People who've grown up with Discord, of course, understand this completely. So I'm understanding now that this chat section is all different kinds of chat that you can have on this server. But all these different items here are referred to as channels. And the Grandpa Doug Learns Fortnite is a Discord server. Their terminology is just all different than anything else I have ever experienced. Dennis says my username isn't lighting up like yours is. His username. He's saying my username is lighting up, referring to here, or down here, or up here. I don't recognize anything as lighting up. I guess when I float my mouse over it, it's a little brighter. When I float my mouse over my panel, my name shows up. Here's a mute button, so I can mute myself, and it shows mute here. I can unmute myself. There's Dennis showing as muted. Now, if I hang out here for a little bit, I think I'm going to see him unmute because I think he's already done that a few times. And let's see, I mute and unmute myself down here. I think I've seen, yeah, he continues to show as muted even if I move my mouse anywhere else on the screen. If he's not muted, then there's no microphone appearing there at all. Oh, that's the Discord. Let me get back to chat. Here's chat. I'm going to move this over to the right side and keep Discord on the left. Since this is Windows 11, I should be able to set these both in there. This side-by-side view is what I want. It's Discord on the left. This says you need to unmute me, that I need to unmute him. Really? All right. How do I unmute him? Server mute. Did that do it? Dennis, are you able to talk to me now? Here's Dennis over here on this panel, and I get those same things there. Looks like he's not muted. I can mute him if I don't want to listen to him anymore. So I have Dennis unmuted. Vacate that channel for a second. So vacate, go away from that channel. How do I do that? Do I just go to a different channel? There's these other channels that I have. They're not my channels. These are other channels that I guess I'm a member of. And then come back, disconnect from it. He wants me to disconnect from it. So that would be disconnect right here. Here I'm voice connected. Now he said from this channel, not from this server. That goes back to the confusing thing for me. These are channels. The Grandpa Doug Learns Fortnite is a server. So I'm disconnecting from this channel, but I'm still on the Grandpa Doug Learns Fortnite channel. And then here's a join voice. DDT 2005 is currently in voice. So I'll go back and join it. I don't know if he needed me to stay out for any length of time. Back in. Dennis, are you there? All right, I'm going to disconnect again. And I will wait until he asks me in chat to go back in to that channel. Because I guess maybe he wants to do something there. I don't know. Dennis is a, I don't know, manager, or moderator, or administrator, or something like that on my Discord channel. I'm pretty sure he is. So he might be trying to make some adjustments to it. Here, edit channel. So I can go in and edit the channel, general voice, slow mode, age restricted, bit rate. I'm thinking once we finish this topic, I'm going to shut down the stream since there's no other topics coming up in chat and not a lot of activity. I'm seeing 29 watching right now. Now let's go back. Here's escape. I'm very, very much a novice with Discord. Ran Israel, topic number 4. Okay, you know what? I'm sorry. People did ask for other topics. All right, I'll go deal with another topic, Dennis, until you ask me to come back in. Topic number 4, demonstration of ChatGPT being wrong about an IP address. Yeah, let's go there. I looked at this yesterday. I guess I need to give you a little bit of background. Here's the IP mask mistake. I'm working on this router for a client. Where did I put that? Oh, I can't disconnect that right now because it's in the channel. I can, oh, here, show it to you this way. I've shown you these routers before. This is a client of mine. We have these always on routers at his Fresno home location and his weekend home location. So he can go to his computer at those locations and use remote desktop to connect remotely to his office computer through a secure VPN connection that's created with these routers. Well, his home had an issue a couple weeks ago where he was no longer able to connect remotely to his office. So I connected remotely to the router at his home and found something wrong in the configuration. I fixed that, restarted the router, and then that broke it worse. So I was no longer able to connect to the internet at all, and I could no longer connect remotely. Turns out they were leaving that afternoon to go to the weekend home. They were going to stay there for a week. And we were theorizing that a recent update on these routers might have caused the problem, and we were thinking they're just going to have the same problem at the weekend home. Not the case. When he got there, the weekend home was able to connect to his office computer with remote desktop and worked just fine. He came back to Fresno. Now we're pursuing this. I picked up his router and I went through all the configuration stuff, and there was a piece of the configuration that I wasn't totally certain about. I wanted to get a second opinion on this about how it configures the IP mask that we want to use. So with that much background, for you who don't understand IP subnetting at all, this is going to be total Greek. But I'm not going to spend all that much time on IP subnetting. But the IP subnet that we're using, 192.168.100.0/22, the /22 identifies how many of these digits make up the network portion of the network mask. The rest of these numbers are making up the IP addresses that are available on the network. Well, the way this /22 is configured is it allows us to use 100, 101, and I think it's 102 for the IP addresses inside the network. Above 103 or below 100 is going to be a different subnet. This /22 is kind of an unusual number for me to deal with. Now, I wanted to know, will this number include this IP address of 191.5? And the reason why I was asking that is because somewhere I saw something saying that it would include that. And I actually don't think it does. An IP address divide. Now, this goes through a whole bunch of stuff here. And scrolling down here, I want to get to the point where ChatGPT answers the question wrong. It says, since the network portions match, it means that the IP address 191.5 falls within the same network. And it's saying that since this, let's see, part here, this part right here, this 1 and this 0, ChatGPT is saying since this 1 and this 0 are the same number, then it's a yes. But that's wrong. That's not true. Then I said, explain why IP mask 0/22 will include 101.5. Oh, I'm sorry. Here, this is where it's saying the wrong thing. The subnet mask 100.0/22 does not include 101.5, but it does. I'm sorry. This is where it was wrong. And then we scroll down further and I say, isn't the 22nd bit a 1 in both the network address and the IP address that I asked about? So going up here, yeah, right here, this one right here is the same. So this is where I was telling ChatGPT, hey, I think you're wrong. Isn't the 22nd bit a 1 in both the network address? So why is that the 22nd bit? Well, here's 8, and then 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So this 1 right here is the 22nd bit. They are the same. And then ChatGPT, after I called it out on its error, says, I apologize for the confusion. You are absolutely right, Doug, and I appreciate your patience. Let's correct this. You provided this subnet, which means first 22 bits, yada, yada, yada. Comparing the network section, you are right again. The 22nd bit is a 1 in both the network address and the IP address you mentioned. That's where ChatGPT was wrong. And once I called it out on its error, he confessed. So there. Let's see. Oh, still 30 people watching. So if I did lose viewers by going through that stuff, more viewers came in to fill their place. Where's the chat? Oh, here's chat. Okay, topic 4. That was topic 4, wasn't it? I have a redirect set up for my Fortnite live stream this afternoon. And go back here, topic 4. Yeah, that was topic 4. Forget it for now. I do not know what's wrong. My audio checks out in settings, but not on this channel. Okay, thank you, Dennis. Check audio settings, go to the cog icon, then click on voice, then check your headset and mic are set correctly. And he's saying that to me. Check audio settings, go to the cog icon, click on voice. Okay. Get back over here to Discord, cog icon, and then voice and video. And then let's check. So I'll click on that, and yep, I'm hearing myself. You probably heard some crazy echo there. And then output device default. That's input device. I don't see a test for the output device. Do we just test for microphone? Then check your headset and mic are set correctly. They're both set on default. I was hearing through here. And let's see, if I hit the mute button on my Blue Yeti here, this should fail. All right, well, I had that microphone muted. I was not able to speak. All right. Dennis says he may have the wrong microphone selected standby. Okay, we're still able to test again. IP mask is usually on most subnets, that's a normal thing. Not always. We have an unusual situation. Now, the reason for this is because the office has one IP subnet. His home in Fresno is a different IP subnet. His weekend home is a different IP subnet, but they are all within 1 digit of each other for that network mask. So we want each of those locations to have their own network, but we want for the VPN to be able to communicate across the networks. So for the purposes of the routers, we do not have 255.255.255.0, but for each of the devices in the office, yes, this is the network mask. For each of the devices in the home, this is the network mask. So the devices themselves are not able to see the devices on the other networks. They have to go through the VPN routers for that. Frankie B, $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Frankie B. I appreciate that. And then Greg M, no, same network. What other IP? Let's bring in Network Chuck to explain subnetting. No, thank you. I understand it well enough. Doug, what would be interesting? And if we have somebody else come in and explain subnetting, they're gonna explain this realm of subnetting. I only deal with this one over here and this one over here. I don't need to know everything about subnetting, but I feel like I got a pretty good handle on it. Doug, what would be interesting is if ChatGPT learned from that experience you just gave it. That's my general understanding of how the machine works. If it discovers a mistake it made, it learns. Yeah, I think you're right. Maybe ask the same question again at a future date. Actually, what would be more significant is for one of you to ask the same question. If you have a ChatGPT Connect, triple beep. Cancel, I broke something, getting beeps during boot up. Uh-oh. Triple beep. Uh-oh. He's going away from keyboard. And yes, when I first came across AFK, I had to ask somebody, what does that mean? Or I Googled it. You tested both. You heard the input, so output is working. Yeah, I suppose so. What do I need to know to join Zoom? Oh, Sin Vicious. What you need to do is send me an email at this address, and I will send an email back to you with a link to get into Zoom. Then you should save that link somewhere because it's going to be the same link on future weeks. I'd love to have you come in. So there's the email address, DougBetts at LiveWindowsTraining.com. If you want to do that today, then tell me in chat that you sent the email. For all I know, somebody else already told you to do it. You need to send Doug an email to get the meeting ID and password. 192.168.x.x is a non-routable network. Yes, because that is not specific enough. That's too broad of a network to route. K, that works. Okay. I'm going to go check my email and see if he has sent it. Nope, not yet. All right, I'll go look at the other topics list and see if there's some other topic that you haven't asked about that I want to force upon you. We did 3 and 4. These ones for Ken Stout, I think I'll save them for Windows Daily Show. Nope, I don't have any other topics. So if somebody doesn't come up with something else, then I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Come back to Zoom, see if there's any other follow-up questions from Zoom participants. I'll take that as a no. Going. Back at chat, Tony is saying later. So yeah, let's go ahead and shut this down. Now, I'm not going to drag this out begging for questions. So in Zoom, I'm bringing you back up on screen. I'll ask you to say goodbye to the audience.
See you there, Doug.
All right. Thanks for hanging out. Josh, are you there? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Something like that. All right. I'm ending Zoom. End the meeting. And here we come back to that. I saw some last chat messages coming through. I'll go take a look at them. If I can hit the right buttons. Yeah, people saying goodbye. Your Discord settings looking okay from Speedy C. Yep, that's all. All right. Tomorrow, I think I told you last week about going to the lake and renting a speedboat. Well, we had to postpone it because Hurricane Hillary messed up those plans. So we're going to go do that tomorrow. And I'm leaving for North Fork this afternoon after we play Fortnite. I'll stay the night up there. Yeah, no blur. And I'm not gonna end it with a blur. Blur still doesn't work. Now see, actually, if I turn the blur on or if I turn a virtual background on, it takes a couple of minutes before it freezes the computer. And I've got a new symptom. A new symptom is that after ending the live stream, I won't be able to exit XSplit. It will not exit. And I think that has been true ever since upgrading to Windows 11. All right, goodbye. I'm out of here.